God is crying tonight. Not tears of joy, tears of grief. And if you skip this message, you are proving that you are not yet ready for what He has prepared for you. Do you understand what happens when the Creator of the universe weeps? It means His own children have stopped listening. It means He has been shouting, whispering, and warning. But you have kept scrolling, kept doubting, kept walking in your own stubborn direction. Listen to me carefully. The Lord is furious, not because He hates you, but because you have refused to walk the path He set for you. You have chosen your own way. You have ignored His signs. And now, His patience is wearing thin. If you do not stop right now and open your spirit, He will allow you to fail. He will let you crash. Because sometimes, the greatest punishment is being left to your own choices. But you still have a moment, a single fragile moment to turn back. That is why this message has reached you, not to comfort you, to confront you. Comment, "I am listening," if you are ready to repent. The sacred silence is broken. My child, my beloved, heaven has been silent for far too long. But that silence was never because you were forgotten. No, never. That silence was holy. It was a shield. The Archangel Michael has been standing at attention, holding his sword steady, allowing every secret move to unfold beneath heaven's gaze. He did not strike. He waited, because even justice has its perfect timing. But tonight, something different is about to happen. A private conversation one never meant for human ears is about to take place in the spiritual realm. And in that conversation, your name will be spoken. It will carry weight. It will carry power. God has permitted this final intervention to reach you before anything spoken tonight becomes permanent and irreversible. Comment, "My name is covered to seal your protection." My beloved, pause whatever you are doing right now. Do not scroll. Do not doubt. Do not wait. Because what you are about to hear is not merely a message. It is a command wrapped in mercy. Archangel Michael has been counting down the seconds for this moment. The one moment where your heart would finally be soft enough, still enough, and open enough to receive what was previously hidden from you. The truth about what is being said in secret is too sharp to ignore. And heaven only has one chance left to stop the disaster from reaching your doorstep. Do you understand what it means when the Lord sends a warning with no second attempt? It means the season of delay has expired. It means someone close to you, someone whose face you still trust, is being mentioned tonight in a private gathering. Their lips may smile at you tomorrow, but their words tonight carry poison. And yet, even now, God still believes you deserve to know first, so you can break free before the trap snaps shut. That is why this message has found you. That is why you must not walk away. Comment, "God, I trust you," to activate your faith. The invisible line. There is an invisible line being drawn in the spirit right now, and only the chosen will cross it in time. There will be no alarm bell, no loud announcement. Just this moment, just this whisper that has made its way into your spirit because your angels are still fighting for you. Tonight's conversation will involve your name, your past, your future, and your peace. And unless this message is opened and fully received before the hour strikes, The outcome cannot be reversed. My child, you must understand what is truly at stake. What is being discussed behind closed doors tonight has the power to either delay your blessing forever or unlock it instantly. Archangel Michael saw this before you did. He saw the exact moment when someone you trusted chose to speak your name inside a circle of shadows. But this warning is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to save you. You are being given one sacred chance to see the truth before it unfolds in the physical world. Comment: I received the warning to honor this moment. If you have ever felt like your breakthroughs were being delayed for no reason, if doors kept slamming shut no matter how desperately you prayed, it is because a conversation about your destiny was already in motion. A conversation you were never invited to, but one that God overheard. Heaven did not stop it immediately, because what is said in the darkness must be revealed in the light for true justice to arrive. And now, the light is here, and so is your rescue. If you are reading this and your spirit feels a strange pull inside your chest, know this. This message was not written for everyone, only for the chosen ones whose names are about to be spoken in private. If you feel it is you, do not wait. The clock has already started. Your angels are watching. Do not let them arrive too late. The secret meeting. My child, my beloved, there is a secret meeting happening in the spirit realm right now. A conversation allowed by heaven but supervised by angels. It is the final test. Will you see the truth before it plays out in your reality? Or will you walk blindly into a setup designed to steal your peace? The Lord is not willing to let you walk unaware any longer. That is why this message came. That is why Archangel Michael is stepping forward after such a long silence. It is not too late, but it is nearly the end. Comment: I will not be blind to declare your victory. Decisions are being made about your future without your presence in the room. But what those people do not realize is that heaven watches every whisper, every motive, every disguised smile, every false blessing. Archangel Michael was not sent to interfere without cause. This moment, this exact hour has been marked because your name is being placed in a space where it does not belong. And unless you open your spiritual eyes, the outcome may land in your life as delay, as confusion, or worse, as betrayal. Have you noticed the strange heaviness lately? The moments where your spirit felt unsettled for no reason? That was not your imagination. That was your angel nudging you, trying to pull your attention away from distractions, from routines, from what only looks normal. Because tonight, the unseen becomes louder than the seen. A private conversation will shift something major in the timeline of your life. And if you do not know what to pray for, you will not know what to protect. Comment: angels fight for me to summon protection. There is someone you still believe is loyal to you. Someone who wears the mask of peace but is secretly holding a weapon of delay. This person has been asked questions about you. Their answers will influence a decision. And the spirit realm has taken notice. God is not watching passively. He has allowed Archangel Michael to intervene not with force, but with revelation. And what you choose to do after reading this message will either invite the angel's hand or silence his movement. Even now, there is a sense rising in your heart, a knowing. You have been feeling like something has been happening in the background, something not quite right, but you could not explain it. You have been feeling watched, judged, measured, and you were right. There are plans being formed without your knowledge. And tonight is the moment they gather. But listen closely, because heaven has one strategy left to tell you in time, so that the outcome can be reversed through prayer. Divine interception. This is not ordinary. Messages like this do not arrive randomly. They are scheduled from the very throne of heaven, released only when the heart is finally ready. You are not here by accident. You are not reading this because of a random scroll. You are reading this because Archangel Michael whispered your name before the throne today, and heaven responded. The silence broke. The command was given. You must know what is being said in secret, because it will affect everything. Comment: I am ready for the truth to seal this word. You are not just hearing a message. You are stepping into a divine interception. God has allowed Archangel Michael to whisper directly into your spirit. Not because you were in danger of being destroyed, but because you were in danger of being misled. And that is even more dangerous. Because when you walk in the wrong direction thinking it is right, you waste time. You delay joy. And you walk beside people who have already decided in secret to betray you when it becomes convenient for them. But the grace of God is so extraordinary that He will not let that happen without warning you. That is what this is. You have been praying for clarity, asking God what is going on, wondering why your heart feels the way it does. This is why. This is your answer. A meeting is taking place. A decision is being made about you. And heaven is giving you one final word before the effects of that decision arrive in your life. If your heart is trembling, if your spirit is rising, this is not just emotion. It is a sign that your angel is nearby, confirming this message in your soul. Comment: my angel is near, to acknowledge their presence. Do you remember the time you were overlooked even though you gave everything? The time you were silent while others took credit for what your hands built? Those were rehearsals. What is about to happen tonight could echo those same wounds unless you take authority now. Not by revenge, not by suspicion, but by prayer, by awareness, by inviting Archangel Michael to protect the space where your name is mentioned. Only what is true and aligned with heaven will be allowed to pass. There are angels walking through the room right now where this conversation will take place. They are not stopping it. They are recording it. Every word, every glance, every agreement. And when the moment comes for you to make your next decision, those records will influence how heaven helps you. Because you will not walk blind anymore. You will not be the last to know. The silence is over. This time, you are being told in advance. The power of knowing. There is such power in knowing the truth before it lands. And that is what this message has done. It has placed a divine spotlight on something you could not see. A warning not to make you afraid, but to make you prepared. And you are not alone in this. Heaven's forces are surrounding you. not to stop what is happening in the natural, but to align what is coming in the supernatural. There is still time, but only a little. Comment: time is short, but I am ready. There are moments where the veil is pulled back just enough for you to see what is really going on. Not the performance, not the masks, but the root. And this is one of those moments. The conversation that will unfold tonight will not be long. It will not even sound loud, but it will be powerful enough to reroute decisions, and it carries the weight to shake your foundation if heaven does not intervene. That is why this message is not optional. That is why the divine realm waited until now to release this word. The atmosphere has shifted, and you needed to be aware before the words reach the ears of someone who has authority over your destiny. Do not be fooled by familiar faces. Not every familiar voice holds your favor in their heart. Some were only ever meant to walk with you for a season, and when they stayed longer than they should have, their words started to change. Their loyalty shifted, and now they are discussing things behind your back, thinking that God is no longer watching. But Archangel Michael has not left his post. He has remained silent not because he did not care, but because heaven was collecting evidence. Tonight, the final piece is being placed. And before that piece is used against you, God is sending this message so you can speak heaven's truth over your own name. You are not forgotten. In fact, your name has never been spoken more in the spiritual realm than it has this week. And that is why the battle feels heavier. The enemy is trying to discourage you, to make you think you are isolated. But the truth is, you have been promoted in the spirit. You have been noticed. And whenever God marks someone for elevation, the enemy plants a distraction nearby. That distraction often looks like someone you trust. But do not be afraid. Just be aware. You have help that others cannot see. You are protected, but only if you choose to walk in the light of this truth. Comment: I choose the light to activate your protection. Your name is being handled. There are certain blessings that God cannot release while your name is still being used in manipulative conversations. That is why tonight's meeting is so dangerous. It is not about what is being said. It is about who is listening. There is someone in that circle who holds influence over something you have been waiting for. A job, a breakthrough, a decision. And if they hear the wrong thing at the wrong time, you could be delayed for months. But because you have been faithful, God is sending this divine message early. Because time is running short and your miracle is still waiting on your clarity. You have been asking God to move. You have been crying out in private, Lord, why does it feel like things are stuck? This is why. The hold was not on your effort, it was on your name. It was on the way your name was being mishandled in private. But now that the truth is being shown to you, now that the angel of God has brought this revelation directly to you, you have the authority to shift it. Your prayers tonight can silence the lies before they reach influence. Your obedience to this message can scatter what was being structured behind your back. Comment: I shift the atmosphere now. If your spirit has been stirred while reading this, do not leave this moment unsealed. Because when this type of message shows up, it is not random. It is rescue. And rescue is only complete when the chosen respond in time. Do not let this intervention expire. God is still speaking. You are not here because you stumbled on a video. You are not here by a lucky scroll. You are here because God whispered your name at the exact moment you needed to hear the truth. Your angel has been holding this scroll for days, waiting for the divine green light to hand it to you. Now that it has been given, time matters more than ever. This warning will not be repeated. What you do in the next few moments will determine whether this message serves as your confirmation or as the echo you remember later, wishing you had listened sooner. If your heart has not let you go yet, that is because it knows what your mind is still processing. Let this be the moment your protection was confirmed. Let this be the moment where God stepped in and you did not miss it. Comment, I will not miss my moment. The final intervention. There is a reason this message says final intervention. Because heaven does not interrupt earthly conversations unless something sacred is at risk. Your reputation is not just a social matter. It is spiritual currency. And the wrong narrative spoken in the wrong room can damage doors that were once swinging open for you. But here is the truth. God can rebuild what man tries to ruin. But it is faster when you act now. Pray now. Cover your name now. Place your future back in the hands of the one who never lies, never plots, and never forgets who you are. You are the child of the King. Your name has been written in glory. You were not made for confusion, or delay, or secret manipulation. And yet the world you live in tries to pull you into these traps over and over again. But the difference now is this. You are aware. You are awake. You are armed. And because of that, you are ahead of what is being planned against you. That is how favor works. It reveals the attack before it can even reach your door. Let them talk. Let the meeting happen. Let them say what they feel. Because they do not know that you are already covered. They do not know that your name is shielded by angels. They do not know that heaven allowed them just enough rope to reveal themselves. And once they are exposed, God will show you clearly who can remain in your next season and who must stay behind. You will not have to guess. God is bringing clarity through conversation. And you will not be the victim this time. You will be the victor. Comment, I am the victor, not the victim. You are standing in a divine moment, one that many ignore. But you have chosen to listen. And because of that, what was meant to set you back will now become the catalyst that moves you forward. God never wastes betrayal. He never allows confusion to go unchallenged. He always makes sure the righteous are vindicated. Not always in public, but always in power. And you, chosen one, are about to see just how powerfully heaven moves when it speaks once, and you respond immediately. Something rare is happening right now, and you need to feel it fully. Heaven does not send this kind of message often. When it does, it is because something irreversible is on the edge of being spoken. And God in His mercy has chosen to hold it for just a few more hours to give you time. Not them. Not the ones planning the conversation. You. Because only the chosen are warned in advance. And only the truly called are trusted with the kind of insight that could save their entire future from being distorted by words said in closed rooms. Do you understand what that means? You were chosen to be protected before the weapon was even formed. The meeting that is about to take place, the discussion that has been planned in whispers and decided behind your back will happen. But whether it affects you or not depends on this moment. Because spiritual decisions are made in silence, in obedience, in prayer. While others think they hold control over your life, God is sitting above it all, writing the final word. And right now, that word has landed in your hands. Comment, "The final word is mine." You did not find this by accident. Do not think for a second that this message found you by accident. There are people who scrolled past this and did not feel a thing. There are others who opened it and left quickly. But you felt the weight. You could not look away. You kept reading because something inside you knew, this is the one. This is the message I was meant to receive before the next shift. And you are right. You are here at the exact second heaven made the decision to give you the truth. What you do with it now is the only thing left to decide. The devil does not need to destroy your life in obvious ways. Sometimes, all he needs is to whisper your name in the wrong ear at the wrong time, and the rest unfolds without force. That is why this moment is serious, because tonight, your name will be spoken in a setting where decisions are made, stories are shared, and futures are affected. And if you are not spiritually prepared, you could feel the weight of that conversation for weeks without ever knowing where it came from. But not anymore. Now you know. Now you see. Comment, "I see the truth now." Take your authority back. You do not need to beg anyone for clarity. You do not need to confront, accuse, or defend. You have already been given something far greater than an explanation. You have been given foresight, and foresight is power. It means you can pray ahead of the storm. You can block it before it forms. You can silence words that have not even been spoken yet. And when they try to move against you tonight, they will find confusion, blank minds, and doors that refuse to open, because Archangel Michael has already stepped in. If you feel the shift, let heaven see your agreement. Let this be the moment you tell the spiritual world, "I heard, I believed, I received." There will be consequences from tonight's meeting, but not the kind they expect. While they gather to question your intentions and discuss your name, a holy reversal is being written in heaven. They thought they were planning in secret, but they were writing their own exposure. And by the time the next sunrise arrives, God will begin revealing to you who stood against you in hidden rooms and who tried to protect you even when no one was watching. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone. This message is proof that God already knows it. He values you enough to interrupt your day, break the silence, and send a divine letter signed with urgency. You are not being left alone. You are not being forgotten while people make decisions about your future. You are being positioned quietly, powerfully to receive what they thought they could delay. Comment, "I receive my position." The meeting you did not pray over. There was a time when a similar meeting happened, and you did not know about it. You walked into a season confused, heavy, unsure why everything felt harder. It was because something was decided about you in a room you did not pray over. But this time, God is letting you interrupt it. This time, the meeting has a witness. You, and your prayer will shift what could not be shifted last time. There is still time. You still have a window to lift your voice before the words are spoken. Pray. Cover yourself. Cover your name. Call upon Archangel Michael to seal your life in light and confuse the lips of anyone who speaks your name without divine permission. Because when you pray before the plan, God cancels it before it even begins. Slow your breath for a moment and feel what is happening right now. This is not just reading. This is alignment. The reason your spirit feels alert, almost awake in a new way, is because heaven has leaned closer to you than usual. The silence that once protected you has now shifted into revelation. Archangel Michael did not watch quietly because he was absent. He watched because timing matters in the spirit. And tonight, timing has reached its edge. What is spoken will try to become law unless it is intercepted by prayer and awareness. Comment: I intercept every evil word. There are people who believe silence means permission. They believe that because you did not speak, because you did not defend yourself, because you did not interrupt, they were free to decide things about you. But heaven does not work like that. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is strategy. And sometimes silence is God waiting for the perfect moment to step in, so that when He moves, no one can deny it was His hand. That moment is now. And you are being invited into it. The conversation tonight will sound ordinary to those involved. Casual words, logical points, concern disguised as care. But underneath it, there is a motive that does not come from love. Someone wants control over a narrative that belongs to God alone. Someone wants to shape how others see you because they fear what will happen if you are fully seen, fully trusted, fully elevated. They do not hate you. They fear losing their position when you rise. And fear makes people speak dangerously. You have been underestimated for a long time. People thought your kindness meant you would not notice. They assumed your patience meant you were unaware. They mistook your faith for passivity. But heaven knows the truth. You are quiet because you are deep. You wait because you see further. And now that you are being shown what is happening, you are no longer standing behind events. You are standing above them. That is a powerful place to be, and not many are trusted with it. Comment: I stand above the storm. Words cannot override God. Words spoken about you tonight cannot override what God has written, unless you abandon your authority. And you have not. By receiving this message, you have already stepped into your role as a watchman over your own life. You are now spiritually positioned to cancel assignments before they mature. This is why the enemy is uncomfortable right now. This is why confusion will hit the room where your name is mentioned. They will forget what they plan to say. They will second-guess their own thoughts. They will leave the conversation feeling unsettled without knowing why. That is divine interference. Do not be tempted to act in the natural, what must be handled in the spiritual. You are not being asked to call anyone. You are not being asked to confront or accuse. You are being asked to trust that heaven fights better battles than humans ever could. Your role is alignment. Stay still, stay aware, stay prayerful. Speak life over your name before you sleep. Ask God to place truth on every tongue that speaks about you, or to close that tongue entirely if the intention is wrong. Heaven responds quickly to prayers prayed with clarity. Comment, "My prayers are powerful." There is something deeply significant about tonight that goes beyond a single conversation. This moment is connected to a larger shift in your life. What happens now determines who is allowed to walk into your next season with you. Some people are being weighed. Some loyalties are being tested. Some masks are slipping without effort. And God is not doing this to hurt you. He is doing it to free you. You cannot carry everyone into the future He has prepared for you. And now, without you lifting a finger, He is beginning the separation. You may feel a strange peace, mixed with seriousness right now. That is the correct response. Fear is not from God. Awareness is, and you are aware. This message will not be repeated because repetition is not required. When truth lands fully the first time, you are not meant to be warned again. You are meant to act once, correctly, and move forward. Protected. This is not a cycle. This is a crossing. The hold was on your name. You have been asking God to move. You have been crying out in private, "Lord, why does it feel like things are stuck?" This is why. The hold was not on your effort. It was on your name. It was on the way your name was being mishandled in private. But now that the truth is being shown to you, now that the angel of God has brought this revelation directly to you, you have the authority to shift it. Your prayers tonight can silence the lies before they reach influence. Your obedience to this message can scatter what was being structured behind your back. If your spirit has been stirred while reading this, do not leave this moment unsealed, because when this type of message shows up, it is not random, it is rescue. And rescue is only complete when the chosen respond in time. Do not let this intervention expire. God is still speaking. Comment, "I will not expire." You do not need to confront anyone. You do not need to defend yourself. All you need to do is recognize what heaven is showing you and then act in prayer and silence. The power of Archangel Michael's protection is not in loud reactions. It is in the quiet reversal of demonic plans. While they talk tonight, your angels will surround the space. While they decide things in whispers, heaven will speak louder in the spirit. But only if you choose to align with truth, not emotion. With wisdom, not panic. With light, not fear. This is a sacred moment. You have been given knowledge that others would not be trusted to carry. The conversation taking place tonight is real, but you have the ability to shape what comes from it. You are not helpless. You are not at their mercy. You are held by the hand of God. And because of that, the enemy cannot finalize anything without heaven's permission. And heaven is asking you now, will you respond? Or will you pretend this message was just coincidence? You have been quiet long enough. You have allowed others to interpret your silence as weakness. But they did not know you were just waiting for a sign from God. And now that the sign is here, now that the intervention has arrived, you can move forward with confidence. Let Archangel Michael go before you. Let him speak your name in the chambers of heaven with power, with justice, with fire. Let the lies be exposed without you having to say a word. That is how God operates. He vindicates silently but powerfully. Comment, God vindicates me. The words spoken in that room tonight will never reach their full intent. Because now that you know, now that your spirit is aware, your prayers will cut through the atmosphere like a sword. And the moment you finish this message, heaven will begin to act. What was being said will lose its power. What was being planned will scatter. And your destiny, the one they tried to control with conversation, will become untouchable. Because God never loses track of the ones He loves. Final part, the crossing. The moment you decided to keep reading this message was the moment heaven began shifting something in your favor. There are certain acts of obedience that do not make noise on earth, but they shake the heavens. This is one of them. Your willingness to receive this word is not just a sign of your faith. It is proof of your spiritual authority. Not everyone was meant to see this, and fewer still would have the courage to believe it. But you did, and because of that, Archangel Michael has already been dispatched to stand near the space where your name is being spoken tonight. You may not be able to hear what is being said in that room, but God can. And what is more, God has the power to override it. You do not need to panic. You do not need to chase anyone for the truth. Heaven is not asking you to investigate, only to intercede. Let your spirit speak. Let your prayers go ahead of the darkness. For every sentence spoken in manipulation, let your prayer release a divine interruption. For every decision made in haste, let the angels of God cloud their understanding until truth rises. Because when you stand in spiritual agreement with heaven, no earthly scheme can stand against you. Comment, no scheme stands against me. Some of the delay you felt in recent months did not come from laziness, lack of effort, or mistiming. It came from your name being inserted into conversations you were not aware of. Sometimes people admire your light, but try to keep you small because they fear what will happen if you rise higher than them. They disguise their resistance as concern. They mask their jealousy as advice. And while they seem supportive in person, they speak a different language in private. That is what tonight's meeting is about. That is why this warning had to come just in time. There are blessings lined up with your name on them, divine provisions, breakthroughs, encounters, but some of them are tied to human decisions. God may approve it in heaven, but man may hold the pen on earth. That is where the danger lies. If the person holding influence hears a twisted version of your story, your blessing could be paused, not canceled, but delayed. And heaven does not want that for you. That is why this is not just a message. This is your permission to rise above what is being said behind your back and command your destiny to move forward. The enemy would love for you to ignore this, to click away, to say it is just coincidence. But let me ask you, has your heart not been sensing something lately? Have you not had dreams you could not explain? Unsettling thoughts about certain people? Moments where it felt like someone was talking about you, but you had no proof? That was not random. That was your discernment being awakened. That was Archangel Michael whispering to your spirit ahead of time, hoping you would notice. And now that you have, you can no longer pretend not to know. Seal your place under heaven's protection. Now, comment, "I am sealed to complete your covenant." This will not be the only time your name is used without your knowledge. But the more aligned you stay with the messages heaven sends, the more unstoppable your favor becomes. And the more blind your enemies will be when they try to block what God already wrote in your name. The hour is closer than you realize. Heaven is not speaking in symbols anymore. It is speaking in direct warnings, because what was once allowed to remain in the shadows is now demanding light. Tonight's conversation, though, hidden from your physical ears, is known in full detail by the Spirit of God. Nothing escapes His knowledge. And it is only His love for you that prompted this urgent message. This is not simply to inform you, it is to deliver you. Because something spoken in the next few hours could try to distort what God has declared over your life. You are not as vulnerable as they think. While they plot in whispers, heaven responds in thunder. And the thunder is not always loud. Sometimes it is the stillness in your chest that suddenly turns into wisdom. That strange calm you are feeling right now, that is not numbness. That is protection. The angels are already surrounding the people who plan to speak on your name. They are present to ensure that no lie, no false agreement, no deceit-filled strategy can succeed if your heart stays aligned with heaven. Comment, "My heart is aligned." The person who will mention your name tonight is not acting alone. They have been advised, influenced, possibly even spiritually deceived. Their words will be wrapped in concern, in logic, in things that sound right, but they are off by a single degree. And that 1 degree is enough to misalign your entire direction, if not corrected. That is why God intervened. That is why He allowed Archangel Michael to break the silence. Because once this conversation is spoken, it cannot be unsaid, but its effect can still be dismantled. Do not doubt what you are feeling right now. You have been trained by pain to ignore your intuition. You have been told to wait and see, to be polite, to give others the benefit of the doubt even when your spirit felt the stab of dishonor. But no more. This is not the time for hesitation. This is the time to pray with precision. Call your name back from the hands of those who do not carry it with love. Speak divine covering over every space where your name will be uttered tonight. Command alignment between your destiny and heaven's original script. You are not here because you stumbled on a video. You are not here by a lucky scroll. You are here because God whispered your name at the exact moment you needed to hear the truth. Your angel has been holding this scroll for days, waiting for the divine green light to hand it to you. Now that it has been given, time matters more than ever. This warning will not be repeated. What you do in the next few moments will determine whether this message serves as your confirmation or as the echo you remember later, wishing you had listened sooner. If your heart has not let you go yet, that is because it knows what your mind is still processing. Let this be the moment your protection was confirmed. Let this be the moment where God stepped in and you did not miss it. Comment, "I did not miss it. I am ready." Amen. Amen. Amen.